When Mario Del Monaco steps onto the stage, the air changes. It's not a performance, it's an invasion. The orchestra roars, the drums of war pound, and then, that voice, volcanic, unstoppable, tears through the silence. Di Quella Pira isn't just a tenor's aria. In Del Monaco's hands, it's a burning sword lifted high, a call to arms so fierce you can almost feel the flames. Every note is a battle charge, every breath a vow that nothing, not death, not fate, will stand in his way. This is not just opera. This is the sound of a man ready to set the world on fire. Section 2. The camera is a magnifying glass. So, how does film change the equation? Experiencing opera in a grand theater is a magnificent spectacle. You get the epic scale, the shared energy of the crowd, the glory of unamplified sound filling a massive hall. But film does something entirely different, something almost magical. The camera becomes a magnifying glass for the soul. It guides our focus with pinpoint precision, forcing us to witness the flicker of fury in a singer's eyes, or the sheer, breathtaking physicality required to produce such an immense sound. It forges an intimacy, a direct connection with the performer that's impossible from the back of a theater. When an opera is truly filmed for the screen, not just recorded from a distance, it translates the theatrical into the personal. This fusion of powerful art forms creates a total sensory experience. It's a complete union of music, drama, and visual storytelling. Looking at Del Monaco's performance, particularly in the famed 1957 production, these cinematic choices are everything. The camera isn't a passive observer. It's an active participant in the drama. It's a co-conspirator, amplifying the electricity that made Del Monaco a superstar. This brings us to the core of it all, how that force of nature voice became even more powerful when you could look it right in the eye. Section 3. The breakdown. Voice and vision in harmony. All right, let's get into the heart of the performance. From the very first phrase, Di Quella Pira lo rendo fuoco, the attack is immediate and absolute. There's no gentle build-up. Del Monaco's voice is pure weaponized steel from the first second. His entire technique was built for this kind of high-stakes drama. Now, critics of his era often pointed to a lack of nuance in his singing. But here, that single-minded, overwhelming power becomes his greatest asset. In this moment of pure rage, Manrico doesn't need a dozen vocal colors. He just needs one. The color of heroic, unyielding fury. The 1957 film leans right into this. We immediately get medium close-ups, putting us face to face with his blazing intensity. We see the tension in his jaw, the fire in his eyes, the conviction on his face. The camera validates his vocal approach, forcing us to confront the raw emotion head-on. Now listen to how he handles the rapid-fire notes Verdi wrote to symbolize the consuming flames. With each phrase, Del Monaco seems to dig deeper, propelled by the orchestra's relentless pulse. Even his diction, which some purists criticized, adds to the terrifying effect. The specific words feel less important than the sound itself, a percussive, visceral torrent of vengeful energy. And now, the moment everyone is waiting for, the moment that cemented 1,000 legends. High note. It's a performance tradition, not actually written by Verdi, for tenors to insert a climactic high C. It turns an already difficult aria into a death-defying vocal high-wire act. Del Monaco was famous for his powerhouse top notes, which had a distinct metallic brilliance singers call squillo, as he builds towards the climax. O teco almeno coro a morir. The camera holds on him, refusing to look away. This is the money shot. We see the sheer physical commitment, the preparation for the effort. And then, he unleashes it. A sound of pure, triumphant power. A heroic battle cry launched with all his force. In the studio, that monumental note was captured in all its glory. In that instant, sound and image fuse into one electrifying, unforgettable moment. Section 4. The echo of power, legacy of a scene. After that earth-shaking climax, the soldiers surge forward, the music swells, and Manrico rushes off to a battle he may not survive, leaving the viewer utterly breathless. Verdi's intended effect is made complete. This iconic performance, preserved on film, helps us understand reports of audiences in the 1950s, erupting in minutes-long ovations. Mario Del Monaco wasn't just a singer, he was a seismic event. His rendition of Di Quella Pira became the benchmark for dramatic tenors in the 20th century. A whole generation of singers was influenced by that incredible torrent of sound. But it's the filmed performances that have truly cemented his legacy. Film took a fleeting stage moment and made it permanent and undeniable, allowing anyone to experience the raw thrill of Mario Del Monaco firsthand. He was, without a doubt, a controversial singer. Detractors pointed to a lack of subtlety, while champions hailed him as one of the most exciting tenors who ever lived. Yet watching this scene, the old debates almost feel beside the point. What truly matters is the undeniable, visceral impact of the performance. It remains a perfect storm, the right voice in the right role, captured by the right medium, at the right time. If you love deep dives into legendary moments of opera history, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And now I have to ask you, what do you think? Was Del Monaco the ultimate Manrico, the embodiment of Verdi's hero? Or do you prefer a different kind of voice in the role? Let me know your thoughts on this monumental performance in the comments below. Your insights are what make this community so vital. In the end, this filmed scene is more than just a recording of a great aria. It's a testament to how opera and cinema can converge to create something new. Mario Del Monaco's voice was an elemental force, a channel for the most extreme heroic passion. The camera didn't just capture that force, it magnified it, focused it, and gave us a front-row seat to the drama's furious beating heart. This scene proves that the power of opera isn't confined to a gilded theater. It can be just as potent, just as immediate, and just as thrilling when seen through the focused eye of a camera. This performance is a masterclass in operatic power, a timeless moment where a legendary voice became a cinematic icon, preserved forever in all its breathtaking glory. And as that final note blazes into the air, defiant, unyielding, unforgettable, Mario Del Monaco doesn't just sing Di Quella Pira, he commands it. It's not a plea, it's not even a battle cry. It's a man hurling fire with his voice, a hero charging headfirst into destiny. This is the moment opera stops being an art form and becomes an act of war, a clash of passion, steel, and unstoppable will. And in that instant, Del Monaco becomes more than a tenor. He becomes a legend. Subscribe to Opera Brownn for more moments that shake the stage, rattle the heart, and remind us why opera will always be the most powerful force in music. Del Monaco's Di Quella Pira opera power in a cinematic scene. What if a single note could define a legend? What if one sound, launched like a thunderbolt, could encapsulate the very essence of heroic defiance? For the legendary tenor Mario Del Monaco, that sound wasn't just a possibility, it was his signature. For decades, opera lovers have spoken of his voice with awestruck reverence, describing it as a primal force of nature, capable of whipping an entire opera house into a frenzy. But the true magic, the reason his legacy remains so potent, isn't just the voice itself. It's how that voice was captured on film, turning an opera masterpiece into an unforgettable screen moment you feel in your bones. Today, we're taking a journey into that perfect storm. We'll dissect, note by glorious note and frame by intense frame, how Del Monaco's superhuman singing and the unflinching eye of the camera created a scene for the ages. We'll explore the raw power of his vocal instrument and see exactly how the language of cinema, the intimate close-ups, the dramatic framing, magnified its emotional impact beyond what's possible on a stage. This is the story of where the raw thrill of the opera house met the searing intensity of the camera, creating something new and immortal, the fury of Manrico, setting the scene. To understand this performance, you first need to feel the sheer desperation of this moment in Verdi's Il Trovatore. This opera isn't a gentle romance. It's a sprawling, high-stakes melodrama drenched in revenge, witchcraft, and mistaken identity. Our hero, the troubadour Manrico, stands at the peak of his joy. He's in a fortress with his beloved Leonora just moments away from their wedding. But as he sings of his love, devastating news arrives and shatters his world. His mother, Azucena, has been captured by his sworn enemy, the ruthless Count de Luna. She is about to be burned alive at the stake. This is the trigger for Di Quella Pira. It's no tender love song or thoughtful reflection. It's a cabaletta, a musical structure built for fast, furious, and fiery declarations. And this is a declaration of war. Manrico is suddenly consumed by one all-powerful goal: save his mother at any cost. He calls his men to arms, his voice a torrent of righteous fury. The lyrics are blunt and brutal. The horrible fire of that pyre has inflamed my entire being. Unhappy mother, I run to rescue you, or at least I run to die with you. Verdi's music itself is engineered to be an overwhelming wave of sound. It explodes with a driving, relentless rhythm and just keeps building, pushing the tenor to the absolute limits of human endurance. This aria isn't about subtlety. It's about projecting raw, heroic power. And few tenors in history have ever embodied that specific kind of power more completely, more terrifyingly, than Mario Del Monaco.